John, Gordon, Eddie, Mendez bros are making Sport Jiu Jitsu explode. But what about self-defense? Is Gracie Jiu Jitsu being forgotten?
Jiu-Jitsu looks a lot different these days. So many leg retractions and so many hip movements and leg retractions, a part of like the game at the level it is now. I've been watching my guys roll on my mats for 20 years. Jiu-Jitsu looks different now, but everybody's hip to it. So the future is the past, but with insane leg lock defense.
Some people are saying that Sport Jiu Jitsu and self-defense street applicable Jiu-Jitsu are the same, that there's no difference.
Jiu-Jitsu is the one martial art that delivers as promised, where the smaller trained person can defeat the larger untrained person.
The art of Jiu-Jitsu dates back more than 450 years, but recently, Jiu-Jitsu stands divided. This came as a result of the change in rules. Once the heartbeat of self-defense, street Jiu-Jitsu has, for decades, safeguarded individuals against the dangers of giants. But in recent years, the spotlight has shifted, and the charm of Sport Jiu Jitsu has captured the hearts of millions worldwide. As practitioners compete on grand stages, seeking accolades and glory, the display of flashy submissions has seduced both newcomers and seasoned veterans alike. The focus on Sport Jiu Jitsu has intensified. Are we witnessing the gradual erosion of Gracie Jiu Jitsu's significance in our ever-changing society? First, let's find out how the submission art became a popular song on the lips of martial artists all over the world. The origin of Jiu-Jitsu can be traced back thousands of years, etched on the walls of Greek and Egyptian ruins. However, it was the ingenious Buddhist monks of India who gave birth to Jiu-Jitsu. Tasked with safeguarding their journeys, they developed self-defense techniques to restrain potential assailants. The sacred knowledge journeyed to Japan, where it thrived and transformed into Jiu-Jitsu, the art of yielding and gentleness. Amidst the fog of war, the fearless samurais adopted Jiu-Jitsu as a vital part of their arsenal. Confronting foes in armor rendered striking ineffective, prompting the evolution of throws and submissions, the cornerstones of hand-to-hand combat. Jiu-Jitsu had found its way into the annals of martial history, ready to take the stage on a global platform. The 1900s marked a pivotal turning point as Mitsuyo Maeda, a Japanese judoka and a disciple of judo's founder, Jigoro Kano, journeyed to the vibrant lands of Brazil.
In 1908, the Brazilian Navy hired two masters from Kodokan. Sada Miyako, his real name was Miura Sakuzo, and his assistant, Yume Kakihara.
There, he embarked on a mission to showcase the effectiveness of judo in real combat situations.
And then when Jigoro Kano, the creator of judo, started, he was very passionate about judo. So he transformed the jiu-jitsu curriculum into judo, gave it a whole new spin. He's like, no, it's not this thing to beat people up. He starts sending people all over the world to spread it. And so they go to Russia and then mix with Russian thing and they create Sambo. And then come out here and then with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when Maeda goes down to Brazil.
Among his eager students were the Gracie brothers, Elio and Carlos, and Luis Franco. This fortuitous meeting birthed the lineage of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Driven by an insatiable thirst for improvement, the Gracie brothers redefined the art, blending their grappling with efficiency and effectiveness. To prove the superiority of this new art, the Gracies fearlessly challenged fighters from diverse martial arts disciplines. The roaring crowds witnessed battles of courage and intellect. As Jiu-Jitsu emerged victorious time and time again. These challenge matches in the early days of BJJ became the crucible for self-defense against bigger opponents, a testing ground that fueled its rapid growth. But with evolution came rules that divided Jiu-Jitsu into two different styles. These distinct styles influence how the principles of Jiu-Jitsu are practiced and applied, making them essential considerations for anyone seeking to master this incredible martial art. The first recognizable type of Jiu-Jitsu is street Jiu-Jitsu, also known as traditional Jiu-Jitsu or Gracie Jiu Jitsu.
I was able to land on my side. Immediately went for the choke, but then in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can't choke him out because it's an assault in New York.
As they were the very first to show how a bigger opponent can be crushed. Street Jiu Jitsu is a more practical approach tailored for real-world self-defense scenarios. With no rules on the street, anything goes, from punches to weapons to bigger opponents. Street Jiu Jitsu prepares you for any possibilities that could happen and avoids vulnerable positions that could lead to serious injury.
Most important part of Jiu Jitsu for street does not exist in sport, and that's distance management from every position.
It's a style that mixed martial arts fighters often favor due to its focus on real-life applications. The less brutal side of Jiu Jitsu, Sports Jiu Jitsu, is a highly popular style often seen in Jiu Jitsu tournaments. In this dynamic and technical form, strikes are virtually absent, placing the emphasis on sweeps, guard passes, holds, and submissions. Jiu Jitsu tournaments adhere to strict rules and regulations, with time limits, weight classes, and a point system in place. When a match can't be decided within the time limit, the fighter with the most points emerges victorious. This scoring system and time constraint have a profound impact on the style and strategy adopted by sports jiu-jitsu fighters. Most jiu-jitsu schools focus on sport jiu-jitsu to prepare their students to compete locally or internationally. This brings up the question, will the renowned Gracie Jiu Jitsu be lost to history? It's worth noting that the popularity of sports jiu-jitsu has surged in recent times thanks to the influence of prominent figures like John Danaher, his disbanded Death Squad, and renowned schools like 10th Planet, Marcelo Academy, Mendes Bros Academy, AOJ, etc. However, street jiu-jitsu maintains its allure as an art rooted in real-world effectiveness. Diverse paths exist within the jiu-jitsu community, with schools like Henner Gracie's or Hoyler Gracie's that champion the streets-oriented approach.
This is how you should learn first. All training efforts are dedicated 100% to street preparation until you're street ready. For us, is at the blue belt mark, art, blue belt. And then you can learn whatever else you want. Enjoy the sport, play chess, play ping pong.
Sports jiu-jitsu resonates with people who do jiu-jitsu to keep fit or who professionally want to go into jiu-jitsu competition with other jiu-jitsu athletes. However, alongside the flourishing of sports jiu-jitsu, we find the resolute and raw essence of street jiu-jitsu against opponents outside jiu-jitsu, from the streets to military defense strategies in the MMA world. Embracing the diversity within the jiu-jitsu community, the answer lies not in favoring one style over the other, but in recognizing the beauty of this duality. The distinction between these two types of jiu-jitsu is fundamental. Sport jiu-jitsu shines as an engaging and challenging sport, with tournaments that showcase technical brilliance and strategic finesse. On the other hand, street jiu-jitsu emerges as a self-defense art, honing the skills required to protect oneself in unpredictable and potentially dangerous situations. Different jiu-jitsu gyms and schools align with either of these two styles. Some schools may learn more toward the sport aspect, while others emphasize the practicality of street self-defense. It's essential to find a gym that resonates with your personal objectives and aspirations in jiu-jitsu. Martial arts lies in its adaptability. Just as jiu-jitsu has transformed through time, so too will it continue to evolve, drawing inspiration from both sport and street jiu-jitsu. From the advancements of leg locks to wrestling, jiu-jitsu is everly changing. Embrace the duality, cherish the diversity, and let the spirit of jiu-jitsu guide us into a future that is as vibrant and dynamic as its illustrious past.